Welcome back to CuboldCast. In this episode, we will be talking about Outlast and what we are hoping to see in the new upcoming Outlast Trials game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Outlast is a good series. For the most part.
The first game is really good,
Yeah.
which we did a podcast on the first Outlast series.
Was that
Outlast game.
That was last year's Halloween series?
One of them, yeah. But I finally got around to playing Outlast 2, and we're talking about the series as a whole, pretty much.
We can compare the first game to the second game.
Yeah, and then we're also going to talk about the new one that's coming out
This year?
this year.
Do we know a lot about that?
All we know is that it's going to be 4-player co-op, really.
Huh.
But
I hope they do it well.
yeah.
I have a feeling that they will.
Oh yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
It just depends on how much content's going to be in it. Because I've been working on this thing for like how many years?
I don't know.
When did LS2 come out? 2017?
I don't know.
Something crazy like that?
Me, Caleb, and Ricky all played it on an all-nighter one time. The entire game in one night.
Well, I mean, I beat the game in 6 hours, so.
Yeah.
It took us a while though, mostly because of Ricky.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
probably
mention
why
that
it
later.
took you guys like literally all night.
But I think that actually had a lot of impact on how we felt about the game. It's like that a lot of times. Like when we have, most of the time it's me and JJ that procrastinate and then get to playing the game like the night before for a podcast.
Well, with Resident Evil 2, you guys were getting very annoyed or something.
Well, I beat it on Leon's storyline, but then I wanted to play Claire's.
Mm-hmm.
So then I played that the night before. But that seems to have a huge impact on like how much enjoyment you get from the game.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? I wanted to speedrun Leon's story the other day.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I beat it in less than 3 hours.
Well, you had the...
I had the minigun,
yeah.
but I knew exactly where to go. Like, I mean, I guarantee if you had the minigun, it would still be it would take a long time for you to figure it out if it was your first playthrough,
Mm-hmm.
just because of all the stuff that you had to do. But I knew everything because I beat the game like 4 times now.
Huh.
Wow.
So it's like one of my favorite games.
Wait, has Jaden beaten that yet?
No, he wasn't. But the thing is, he has the minigun in his locker.
He has
And
the
so
knife.
I'm like, he had the unlimited knife too.
Yeah.
But I was like, I hope he doesn't like off like when he's not streaming to the chat, like use the minigun. I don't know.
I was
just
getting
hope he
pretty
doesn't
annoyed
do
the other
it.
day.
He was, yeah.
At what? Mr. X?
Just everything. Just like the zombies, how they're bullet sponges, that is accurate. They are bullet sponges, but
Man, Resident Evil 8 was an awesome game.
It
yeah.
was so good.
Resident Evil 4 remake. I think we mentioned it last podcast. No,
No, we didn't.
No, we
It
didn't.
was just announced this week.
Resident Evil 4 remake is coming out 4 days before my birthday next year.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Next year?
Next year.
That's a long time.
It is, but I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited.
I can't wait. Apparently, Resident Evil 4 is like the best Resident Evil.
It's
like
considered
the
one
best.
of the best. Yeah.
So I'm super excited. If it's just as good as 2
Yeah.
with what they do, I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna play it multiple times.
I just remember Resident Evil 4 was like the source of so many terrifying nights for me because I would see my brother play it
Mm-hmm.
and I was like little and it was just terrifying.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's a very creepy setting.
Creepier than the other ones?
It's like it's kind of like in a village, right?
Yeah. It's
like-
pretty creepy. There's a chainsaw dude.
It reminds me, from what I've seen of it, it reminds me a lot of The Evil Within 1, which you guys should
Yeah.
play that eventually. Because
yeah.
it's super good.
Yeah, I was watching my brother play that, the first and the second one
Mm-hmm.
a couple years ago, but I never played it myself. It does look super fun though.
I played the demos for the games. Those
Yeah.
were fun.
But the DLCs were kind of bad in the first one.
Huh.
I never beat the second one because I was just kind of bored. That one wasn't
Oh.
too great.
Hmm.
But if you guys ever play one, play the first game. It's really good.
You played Sea of Thieves for stream last night.
Yeah. I mentioned it to you guys before, but they added a bunch of new stuff.
Huh.
I mean, obviously there's the Tall Tales with the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff, but
That's still going? That's still
I
there?
mean, it's still there. It's going to be there forever.
Oh.
But apparently Ben was like, "Oh, did you see the what is it? There was some sort of ghost place that you can go to. We went to this like weird abandoned outpost, and all these ghost like conquistadors were fighting us. And we defeated all of them. We were going through them, and they were everywhere. It was awesome. But it wasn't too difficult. So we made our way to the top, and we defeated the main bad guy of the fort. It was like, I'm trying to think of what it's very similar to. It's like if you were playing Black Flag, and you went to a fort. So like instead of going onto a ship and conquering it, you go to a fort, and you can go into the fort and conquer it. And there's loot everywhere. And eventually you defeat the main bad guy, and then you can open up a huge vault, and there's like so much stuff in it. I think Ben and I made around 70,000 gold yesterday.
Wow. That's
in
insane.
the 2 hours we played.
Remember when the game first came out?
Yeah.
And things were wildly expensive, but you'd make like hardly anything from your quests.
I had 100,000 when I got on yesterday, and I got off with 170.
Dang.
So
Are the sales and stuff like that still like 200, 300,000?
oh yeah. But the thing is, they made everything more expensive.
Yeah. Well, the
Like,
last time
you sell it, it's easier to sell it.
Last
you get
time
more from it.
I played was when we did the Pirates of the Caribbean thing, which the first like journey or whatever you want to call it was super fun.
The first couple were.
But then it got so boring.
We were running around the village or it was like some sort of town,
Yeah.
and we didn't know what was happening.
Pretty much. What is it? Ben and I played the 4th Tall Tale in the Pirates of the Caribbean thing yesterday, and I couldn't wait till it was over. I was just like, this is so tedious and boring. I don't know. I mean, maybe the final Tall Tale would be good, but the one we played yesterday was just, even though Davy Jones was in it, it was like, eh.
Yeah. And wasn't he just standing around like saying random story info when you were just running around?
Ben and I were running around looting stuff, and he's like, "Oh, you guys will never defeat me." And it's like, really?
What?
I don't know. It was weird, but everything else besides the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff that we played was brand new. There was like new treasure that we turned in. There was a ton of new stuff in it. It's crazy.
You're at the start of the game. The only thing there was to do was find treasure and bring it back to the factions.
Yeah.
And also those forts.
You can spend hours in the game not even doing that.
Huh.
You could literally either steal it from people, which is funny. We got on, we spawned in at the island, our ship wasn't there, and we're like, wait, what? And one guy on a sloop pulled up, and Ben and I both killed him. We went on his boat. He had so much treasure on it. So we literally just grabbed everything, turned it all in, and made like 25K as soon as we started.
That guy
man.
must have been so mad.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he either left or went AFK or something, because he never returned.
That's
didn't
probably
see him
hours
again.
of work.
Yeah.
Unless he stole it from someone else.
Well, the thing is, he had the stuff from the fort that Ben and I went to. So it like respawned, and then we went to go and get that stuff again ourselves.
Huh.
That and fighting like the Kraken or those giant shark things were always
Megalodons?
Yeah, those were always the like the highlight of the game.
Oh yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of new things. Like Ben and I went to this weird purple hue in the water, and we stopped and we went under, and there was like a whole coral reef with it, just shipwreck, and you can go explore it.
Huh.
There's like these things that are new everywhere.
That's cool. It kind of reminds me of like No Man's Sky, like in terms of like when the game came out, it was super bare bones. But now there's like a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah, everybody's like, the players are kind of leveled out now. And
It's kind of sad though.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious to see what.
I'm assuming it's like 20K on the game.
That'd be a good amount.
Yeah, that would be pretty good.
It might
Let me
be a
see.
lot less, but
Sea of Thieves. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So it's about like 26,000 in the last 24-hour peak.
that's just on Steam too. That's not counting.
No, that's
Yeah.
true.
Not counting people who are playing on Xbox.
Okay. That's actually really good.
And Game Pass.
I mean, that's basically the same thing.
Yeah, but the actual Xbox
Oh,
or
I see.
PC on Xbox Game Pass.
Well, when referring to Xbox, you think of it both ways, I guess. But
not really, because they both have separate player base.
yeah, but it's
bases.
all crossplay though,
That's true. It is crossplay.
Huh.
so it counts them as the same.
That's
But there's
pretty
no stats
solid.
either way.
That is true.
That's
but
good.
I don't know. I feel like Sea of Thieves has made a comeback in the past 4 years.
Yeah, that actually makes me want to play it.
I really wanted to play it, and it was
Yeah.
actually worth it because it was
I've
really
only
fun.
played it on Game Pass.
Really?
I never owned it on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I remember when it first came out, we had so much fun with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like messing around with the music and all that kind of stuff.
They added a new instrument.
Oh, really?
The banjo.
Nice.
So
That was the kind of game that we couldn't wait to get on at the end of the day.
yeah, pretty much.
Like you and Sam played it a lot. Sam spilled
that's
juice on his
the
laptop.
infamous destroying the laptop situation.
Oh, yeah. The first review on Steam is I've got a jar of dirt.
Awesome.
Doesn't he say that in the Tall Tales?
I'm pretty sure he does, but people are saying that before they even added the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff.
Oh, of course.
Because it's a pirate game.
Yeah.
So
Something else we're looking into this week is V Rising.
yeah,
Apparently it's pretty big, and it randomly showed up.
it's a survival game. It's a vampire survival game, which
It's one of the
Is
top games on Steam
is
right now.
different. Yeah, but apparently it looks really cool. You can fight enemy like PvP or you can PvE. Build castles.
Oh,
stuff
yeah,
like
this
that.
is huge. The 24-hour peak is 81,000 people.
Mhm. And it's a $20 game too.
Yeah.
So
Early access.
yeah.
The one thing oh, yeah, wait, it's only been out for a month?
Mhm.
Oh, like not even, really?
Yeah, it came out this month, I'm pretty sure. Or
Wow.
last month, I think in May.
Yeah. It's been out for not that long.
Huh.
But the one thing that interests me, which is what you said, is that people say it replaced Rust.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the reviews say it replaced Rust for them.
If it's not as grindy, that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Even just the PvE stuff.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious how hard it is to build like in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like it looks like it's not like Rust where you have an open field and you could build a house on it.
Mm-hmm.
How does the building work? I don't really know too much about it, but
I don't know, but I know it's above you, so there's always going to be a lot of differences
mhm.
just because of that.
Do you think it's a controller game or a keyboard and mouse game?
I don't know. I mean, it's not. It's like it's above. I don't know.
I might do controller.
I might just do
Really?
keyboard and mouse. Just
I
because
mean,
it's
we
so
could just try two different things, I guess, and see how it works.
yeah.
See which works better.
It kind of looks like a top-down MMO, but it's a survival game.
That's what I thought it was when I first saw it. I was like, oh no, another one of these MMOs like Lost Ark or all the.
I don't know. It looked more interesting than Lost Ark, which I
Well,
haven't played
it looked
yet,
more
but-
interesting, but I was like, really? Do we really need another MMO? And then I read about it, what it was, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's also got a supernatural thing to it.
Mhm.
Vampires and stuff.
It reminds me of like if New World was above you,
Huh.
but like not MMO,
yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Also, Rust got a big update.
Oh
With
yeah.
the weapon overhaul.
Yeah, and it sounded really cool from what I was reading about, and I did play it, and I really like it. But I was reading the comments of the people that were reacting to the news. People were so upset that they made the recoil normal because they had thousands of hours playing the game on aim trained servers, and they had mastered like how to use the AK's recoil. Because the way it was before, there was a set recoil pattern for every gun. So
Right.
you could memorize this exact pattern or just use a script and replicate it and completely remove recoil from all the guns.
Huh.
So people are really upset that people actually have a fair playing field now with the guns.
Which I'm for, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was very difficult to survive most of the time.
Well, people with thousands of hours were basically untouchable because they'd mastered it.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're like, oh, the game should have a huge skill gap. It's like, no, it should be accessible.
Yeah.
There's always those people.
If they did that in Warzone,
Yeah.
then that would be a huge issue.
well, the recoil is so easy to control in COD.
Oh, of course, yeah. But like if they made it like unpredictable for every gun,
Yeah.
you know how difficult it would be for
That would be very difficult.
even it's difficult now for new players to get in,
yeah.
but it would be worse. It would be a lot worse.
Yeah. I mean, I had a lot of trouble in Rust when it was PvP because you'd run into someone that actually plays Rust a lot and they would just melt you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Apparently they have a crosshair now.
There is a crosshair.
You can put a crosshair on.
Oh.
People are mad about that because it ruins the immersion, but you can turn it off super easily. If you really care about that, just shut the game off or shut the crosshair off.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the crosshair would be perfect for bows.
There's no crosshair for bows.
Oh, really?
It's just for guns, yeah.
Ah. Okay, that's kind of good then.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
The bows are easy enough to aim with.
That is true.
You just have to learn how to use the
Well,
drop.
I'm saying, like, what if you wanted to, like, hip fire a bow, kind of like this way?
I don't know. I don't know why you'd do that.
I mean, you could see more around you, I guess.
Yeah, it's easy enough to right click and aim.
Yeah.
But it was definitely, the crosshair was nice for like pistols and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I like the revolver. Revolver is really good.
Revolver's good. I like the Python revolver.
Yeah. I mean, I was referring to the smaller revolver, but yeah, the Python was really good too. But I have Battlefield 2042 updates.
Are
New
they
map?
still updating this
There's a
game?
new map, yeah. There's a new map now. I mean, they're getting ready for season 1
Oh.
because they have to put out 4 seasons legally.
Wow.
Legally.
Yeah, legally, because that's what people paid for. They have to give people what they paid for.
How many players does it have now?
Last time I checked, it was like less than Battlefield 5. It was more than Battlefield 1, but less than Battlefield 5, I'm pretty sure. But it wasn't huge. But I feel like season 1 might give it a little resurgence. It's not going to change the reviews. No way.
Right.
The reviews are still going to stay mostly negative, but it might move people back to the game for a bit.
Huh. Let me see.
I'm going to play it because obviously JJ, you and I got the gold edition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to take advantage of that and try to go through the battle pass or whatever because we got a free battle pass for 4 seasons.
3,800 current players.
Oh,
Oof.
that's pretty bad.
But yeah, there's obviously a battle pass, which I do want to do. I do want to get because...
Yeah, I mean, I'm still of the opinion that the game wasn't as bad
No.
as everyone said.
No.
Like, I actually enjoyed my time with it. And I think that a lot of the negative reviews were just bandwagoning.
Mm-hmm. Apparently there's new guns too, which people are asking for. And I think they're planning on putting the weapons from Portal into the main game.
Huh.
So like all the Battlefield 3 weapons, all the Battlefield Bad Company weapons, but like turning them into like not a futuristic, but making them different enough to where it could fit into the Battlefield 2042 universe.
They're getting rid of operators, right?
No.
Oh.
I think they're gonna have more of a classification system. Like instead of them all being separate, it's like 3 of them are medics, 3 of them are this, 3 of them are this. Cause like it gives them the classes, but you can choose different people with different things within those classes, I guess.
Yeah.
Instead of it, oh, I like this one the best. It's like, you want to use a medic class? You want to use, But the next one is going to be full. There's not going to be operators in the next game.
Yeah.
So did the team get fired or something? Or is it the same team?
They're working on it, I guess.
Because they have to assess what went wrong with it.
Oh, they know what went wrong with it.
Was it studio interference?
Yeah.
Huh.
It was just unfinished, and EA was trying to push them to get it out.
Well,
They just couldn't do anything about it.
they were trying to push them to finish it, but it was also like their largest project yet. Having
it
Portal
was huge.
Yeah.
So I don't blame DICE. I blame EA.
Yeah. The gunplay and the gameplay is amazing.
Mm-hmm. They did a good job with it. But EA was the one pushing for the operators because they were like, money.
Don't they want to get
Yes.
bought? EA?
I think we mentioned it, but they were trying to sell for an insane amount of money. Nobody knows how much money it was, but because it was private, but they were thinking about selling
Wow.
or collabing with other developers or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that EA is doing an open world Star Wars game?
That was Ubisoft.
Oh, Ubisoft?
Wait, what? But I thought Oh, EA doesn't have the rights anymore?
EA lost the rights after Battlefront 2, I'm pretty sure. But I think Respawn is still doing that, but I don't know if they're going to be published by EA. It might be, but I'm not 100% sure how that works.
Huh.
I don't know.
Apparently it's in the works.
What?
Something. Ubisoft Star Wars game.
Yeah, the Ubisoft Star Wars game apparently, but I don't know how I feel about it.
I just imagine a buggy, unoptimized, massive world.
I mean, if they do that, what they did with Watch Dogs or Watch Dogs 2 or Watch Dogs Legion, that was even worse than 2.
Wait, Legion?
The new Watch Dogs game.
There's a third one?
Yeah. You never heard about it? It came out like 3 years ago.
Legion was 3 years ago?
It was like 2 or 3 years ago, I thought.
I thought it was newer than that.
Oh, this one. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, it was the one in Britain or England.
What I remember
London.
from this one is that like the NPCs had their own like schedule where they go to work and like because you can recruit
It
anyone
looked
or something.
cool, but I tried it on Ubisoft Plus because I got it for a month. I wanted to try a bunch of Ubisoft games. On my card now, I put it on low graphics with no ray tracing, nothing. And I descaled the resolution down to about 720p. Couldn't get a steady 60.
You have a 3080 Ti.
Yes. It was bad.
Ubisoft is the worst with that.
It was absolutely garbage. But
That's actually so bad. Oh man.
do you guys want to get into some Outlast stuff?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You guys want to start with Outlast? Well, a little bit. Maybe
we
a little
can
bit of
recap
Outlast.
it.
Yeah.
We can recap it because we did a podcast on it before.
Yeah.
The first one. But
basically the most terrifying game. I think the first one.
yeah.
I don't think I can remember any other game that was scarier than that.
No, I've
Yeah,
never
I
played
can't.
one. I think horror games. That was weird. I don't know what just happened. I think horror games are a lot scarier than horror movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's only a couple horror movies that actually have like been
I already know.
affected.
It's not. It's more disturbing than scary though.
I'm trying to replicate.
But
But horror games puts you in the shoes of whoever of the or protagonist, and you actually have to do the running away from the creatures and the hiding, and it's sometimes there's a lot at stake in terms of you don't want to replay a section, so it's scary that you don't want to die.
pretty much, it is annoying though when you die multiple times and you're like, oh, I'm so sick of this. It's not even scary anymore. It's just annoying.
I feel like that's more an issue in Outlast too.
Oh yeah,
True,
big time.
Definitely.
that was also an issue in Soma.
That is true.
I had that a few times where like a creature would kill me over and over again, and by the like third or fourth time, you're not even scared of it anymore.
I think I had a few times like that. Soma was more of like a long-term terrifying thought process or whatever.
Yeah.
Like afterwards,
Yeah.
you think about it, and every now and then I still think about it, and it's like terrifying.
Yeah.
But Outlast is a perfect example of a horror game.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just the whole
Yeah.
setting, the insane asylum, the jump scares are done right.
There's not too many of them.
There's a few in the
It's-
beginning.
Yeah, but it's more along the lines of just like you see something and nothing happens. There's no noise. There's nothing to show you.
No, in the beginning there are some loud.
No, I'm
noise
saying
jump
like
scares.
later on though.
Yeah.
Like you just randomly are walking and you look in a window and a dude just staring at you, like stuff like that. Like it's
Yeah.
just weird. Like you just what? Why
Well,
are you there?
They don't even need to force jump scares on you because they know that the setting is terrifying enough. I mean,
Yeah.
you're walking around in an not abandoned, in a insane asylum that has like these terrifying creatures and things in it.
Experimented people and
Yeah, and
weird,
you have
stuff.
your only perspective is most of your perspective is through a video camera.
Well, you can turn the video camera off, but
Yeah.
you have night vision on the camera. So
And
then
that's
when you-
terrifying right there.
And when you have no batteries, your field of view, like through the night vision, is like
I-
super close.
I noticed in the first game when you didn't have batteries left, it like cut the night vision in half.
Yeah.
You could still see, but in 2, it cuts your night vision off entirely.
really?
Huh.
So thankfully I never ran out of battery.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what it would be like without it. But imagine being in like a really scary point in the game. You don't have batteries. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
It's weird.
I'm trying to think. Is that the first game that ever implemented that? Like the video camera thing?
I think it was.
Blair Witch had something very similar, but I think that came after
Didn't you
Outlast
say
1.
Blair Witch was kind of mid?
I never beat it, so I don't know. I got like halfway through it. It was extremely boring. Like nothing. It was like you're just walking through woods for like 4 hours.
Oh.
But I mean, I might try it again. Who knows?
I don't know. Outlast was a staple of horror games for a while. I mean, it still is.
Yeah.
But for a while, there was that horror era of YouTube where every YouTuber was playing it.
There's Amnesia.
Yeah.
That one I
Amnesia was
actually
a big
haven't
one.
played.
The Dark Descent. Yeah, I want to
one.
play the first one.
That one apparently is like another staple.
Hmm.
But it seems like, well, we do have some good horror games now. I mean, like the Anthology series.
Yeah, but the thing is with the jump scares in the Anthology series, it's just unnecessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them
tedious.
hurt your ears. It was so loud.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, all of them did.
No,
Especially
just,
that one.
Just the Salem
Do you
one.
remember that one?
Yeah, I remember that with the stupid ghost like coming out of the people randomly. Oh wait, you remember that one jump scare? I recognize this one jump scare. It was the dude just like starts walking really fast towards you,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
and he like grabbed you or something, and then but it was like there was no noise.
Huh.
No, you just see the guy walking out of the shadows. Like there was nothing warning you, nothing telling you there's something going to happen, but it just happened.
Yeah, but there was no noise to
And it was
nothing,
creepy.
and it was like the scariest thing in the
Yeah.
game. So when games do that, it's ridiculous.
But if you were to compare like the horror games that we have now to like Outlast, I don't know. It seems like it's kind of watered down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
Like that was just pure terror.
there's no uniqueness with horror games anymore.
Yeah. Well, the latest Amnesia one was, oh, not Amnesia, sorry, Anthology series one. That was kind of unique,
That is true.
right?
The anthology one?
I can't wait for
Which
the,
one was
the
that?
devil.
Man with Madonna?
The devil one, right?
That one looks interesting. The
Mm.
trial, or like you have to. It's like you're like in a game.
Yeah, it was like
kinda
the
like
devil
Saw.
in me or something. It was
Yeah.
called, but it was like a serial killer,
Mm.
which sounds super interesting.
Yeah.
because all the other ones have been supernatural. No, the first.
Wow. Yes and no.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I think the scariest part of those is you want to keep all your characters alive,
Mm-hmm.
and you're just nervous that you're going to accidentally kill one of them.
Chug.
That's you.
Chug wants them to die.
There's
That's
a
true.
few of them that I let die just on purpose. I hated them.
But that could also lead to the death of some of the characters you like later on.
That is true, but some of the characters, like that old lady in the Salem one, I was like, just get out of here. I don't like you.
Yeah, you were laughing as she was getting killed by this
She was
creature.
getting dragged into the water by chains, like choked to death or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. Well, what about the whistleblower? Like, what do you guys think of that? Like, in
I
terms
thought
of,
it was a cool addition.
Oh, I liked it.
I thought it was terrifying, but it was also like so. Like at some points, it was way over the top for me.
Yeah, true. It was a little bit over the top, but it also tied directly into the main game, which was
Yeah.
cool to see.
At
Yeah.
some points, though, that one was scarier than the main game. At some points,
I don't really remember it too much. Oh,
yeah,
towards the okay, yeah,
like
the end.
I don't know
part.
what it was, but it was maybe the stakes of you like.
Yeah,
when
but
you're
you
running
knew
a-
you were gonna die though, right?
I can't remember the ending.
I can't remember it either. I thought you did.
I'm
I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. I just thought the ending part was really weird. Or towards the end. Remember the dude?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like the stakes of you getting captured, or like when you're running away from the thing or whatever.
Yeah.
The guy. It's just like the stakes are so high. It's like it made it more terrifying.
Yeah.
I always like when you play something and it directly ties into something else in the series.
Mm-hmm.
Like another perspective, like what they did with the Whistleblower DLC. There's another character doing things simultaneously from the main game. So certain things actually directly tied in, like the main character would do something and you'd see it, or you would do something that you ended up seeing in the main game,
Mm-hmm.
and you realize, oh, that's how they got there.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done.
I don't remember. Wait. I'm having a hard time remembering.
Didn't you escape? Oh wait,
I thought.
No,
No,
I
I
thought-
don't want to spoil it.
What was the
I
main
don't-
ending
I
then?
forgot.
I'm getting that ending and the main ending.
In the main ending one, yeah.
Confused.
Oh, the main ending was supernatural.
Yeah, I do remember that. Oh, I do remember it.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention it because it's I remember
It's
it now.
definitely a spoiler.
You mixed you were
Yeah.
mixing up the main and that one, but you're right. The main one
The
that we were
whistleblower-
thinking of
yeah.
was the whistleblower ending.
Yeah, that's right. But the whistleblower ending kind of continues the main ending a little more.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's a prequel. It was
Yeah,
a
but then
prequel
it-
to the main game,
And then it lines up with it. And then
it keeps going.
Yeah.
yeah. I remember that now.
I like the whistleblower ending better, I think, because it kind of completes it.
Yeah, it does.
But then we get into Outlast 2
Ugh.
in comparison.
So that one's somewhat connected. Very minimally.
Wasn't there like one corporation that was connected, kind
The
of like
Murkoff one.
Umbrella Corporation?
Yeah, it was literally the Murkoff Corporation, which
Huh.
I watched a video on the recap of 2. And apparently, you guys remember from the second one when that bright white light
Mhm.
showed every like hour or so?
Yeah.
And it like blinded you and it sent you to the school or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently that was a mind control machine that not mind control, it was making the people crazy because they were experimenting to see what would happen.
Yeah.
So it was just all a giant experiment from this corporation.
The
which
setting
is
was
interesting.
really creepy at the start. It's a cult setting in like some rural area,
It reminded me of Resident Evil Village in a
Yeah.
way.
but creepier.
It was much creepier, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was all human people. It wasn't
Yeah.
like there weren't like werewolves and all weird stuff like
Well,
that.
you're also defenseless.
That is true.
I normally really like the cult setting for horror material.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, it dragged on to the point where it stopped becoming scary,
Mm-hmm.
and you got it kind of annoyed to see the villain.
I feel like Far Cry 5 did a good job with the cult setting.
Yeah,
They did a very good job.
but that's not
with
really
that.
horror.
It's not horror, but
Well, the problem with Outlast 2 was that it brought you out of that creepy setting too many times. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's too many chase scenes.
well, yeah, but also, there was this other portion to Outlast 2 where it was kind of like an Assassin's Creed where you want to stay in like that environment, but then they bring you out to that area.
Yeah.
What's it called?
The school.
Yeah,
Animus.
yeah, like an Assassin's Creed is Animus, but in this, it's like the school scene. And it's just like this uninteresting, at least for me, uninteresting area that I just
Oh, it
didn't
was-
care about.
Mhm.
Very uninteresting. With like the demon that was after you in the school. I
Yeah.
just kept getting annoyed at it. I was
Mhm.
like, why did you add this in? You could have just cut the game in half
Yeah.
by taking this out.
Yeah, but you know that horror trope where someone's in the long school hallway and all the lockers are slamming
Yeah.
shut? They did that towards the very end of the game after you've seen it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
It's like, we're not scared of this anymore. We know what's going to happen.
They didn't take to their first game like the good parts of it. They just added to it, but nothing that actually helped.
Well, I feel like they tried to do something unique and it just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if you were playing the first Outlast game and cut in between the tense scenarios, you're taken out and you go back to like the main character's life and some other part
what
of
if
it.
the whistleblower and regular Outlast were combined? There wasn't a DLC. What if you went back and forth between the guy?
I don't think it would be as cool.
It wouldn't.
It wouldn't. It'd still be terrifying because it's still in the same setting.
Like if Outlast 2 did a DLC with the school, I feel like that would have been better.
Outlast 2. Oh yeah. Yeah, probably.
If they did, like, you have to explore the school and you have to try to figure out what happened and
if it
all.
was short, because that place gets
Yeah.
old
Yeah.
really fast.
But if they did something like that, I feel like it would have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
It,
Sorry, go ahead.
well, no, you were probably going to say something more relevant.
Well, I was gonna say because they take you out, like it already has a really good setting. That's terrifying,
Mhm.
because that's hard to replicate, especially with the first game. Like Insane Asylum is just like everyone knows that's just like terrifying.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
But then but the like cult, like kind of out in the middle of nowhere in this like crazy town is also terrifying, and it's at night too.
Mm-hmm.
But then they take you out, and it's like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to know that us playing it late at night isn't what ruined it. It was actually just that sequence wasn't well done.
Yeah.
Because you played it recently over the course of a couple days, and you even said that the sequence wasn't good.
I just wanted it to end whenever it happened. I was like, just give me back to the cult, please.
Yeah.
There's also
It makes you long for the cult again.
yeah. There's also like some. I mean that the game has some really over the top stuff. Like the Whistleblower had some over the top stuff in the first game's DLC, but this one has like really over the top stuff.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's just like very they're pushing
Whatever you think of when you think of a cult, think of the most gruesome thing you can think of,
Yeah.
and that's what this cult was like. That's pretty much what we could say.
Yeah, and that's what Outlast typically does, is they try to take it to the max level of creepiness.
Yeah.
And normally that's not a bad thing, but
It just didn't really work that well.
yeah.
I mean, it made the cult creepy. That is for sure.
It slightly took you out of it.
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
I think another part of why it wasn't probably as good as the first game is like it could have been that there was too many like side characters and voice acting and stuff like that, because remember in the first game like there was stuff like that, but it's very minimal. Like a lot of the lore you'd find from papers and stuff like that.
Oh, there were the people that were after you every once in a while. Like there was like the brothers that were always there.
But there was like
Which
a
were
lot
kind
of
of
voice
interesting.
acting and stuff. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I just feel like the other one was more of we're just gonna throw you in this place with nothing, and then like there's these things coming after you, and they don't talk or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It was like
It was very primitive.
Well, with Outlast 2, it was very. They were taking like the Bible in a way and like twisting it.
The cult.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but they were constantly like saying verses and different weird things about like what they were doing. Like
Yeah.
they gave a reason for them to do it. It just didn't. It was weird. They said
Yeah.
it way too much.
Yeah, like in the first one, the main guy that's on the front cover of the Outlast poster, which is I don't know what was his name. He's like the
the
pig
doctor guy.
Yeah. No.
He had a name.
The pig guy, the big guy. That's like
Oh.
terrifying.
He didn't talk at all. I don't think.
Yeah,
right?
he did.
Oh, he
He a
did?
little bit.
Oh,
A little bit, but like the what made him terrifying is like he had no reason. He was just insane, and he wanted to rip you apart.
I think motivations make something less scary.
yeah.
Yeah, if it's like I don't know, it's like religiously, motivated. You just made it
Yeah.
like,
The doctor from the first one, he had zero motivation
Yeah,
for these
he was
experiments.
scary.
That's what's creepy. Like he just wanted to
He just
operate on
did it.
people.
Yeah.
He wasn't learning anything. He was just operating for the sake of doing it.
Because he liked it.
Yeah.
He liked watching pain.
Although I didn't really find him or that sequence super scary, but when you're running away from him, that's when it gets scary.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you have to sneak around and avoid him.
Getting under the beds and stuff.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then the guys in the beds are screaming and alerting him.
yeah. Oh my goodness. I mean, the second one was all right, but
I just think it
don't
went a
know.
little too long.
That too.
Taking out the school part or making it a lot shorter. Making it like maybe you go through the section at the very end of the game. Instead of it taking you in and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Maybe just do one small sequence of it towards the end. Because it kind of was just tedious.
It really just ruined it. I mean, I know there was like it tied in and stuff.
It
partially,
did, but like it wasn't huge. It didn't really matter that much.
They try to make it to where like they gave the main character more depth.
Well, in the beginning, they were like, you were sleeping and you were saying another girl's name, and then they mentioned it,
Yeah.
like Jessica or something, and then throughout you kind of find out what happens to this girl and
Mm-hmm.
why she died or something, but it could have been a very small thing at the end of the game.
Yeah, that's true.
But
Yeah, I don't know. I think it strayed too much from the pure like concentrated horror aspect
Yeah.
of the first one, and then diluted it with adding lots of other random stuff that people really didn't care about.
Well, there was a lot of enemies. In Outlast 1, there were a lot of enemies, but it was the same ones coming after you.
And it was one at a time.
Yeah, but in Outlast 2, I can't even count how many there were. There was
Yeah.
like 7, 8, maybe even 9 of them.
Mhm.
Huh.
Plus you get the villagers.
Yeah.
So it's like there's so many things that are after you. It's weird.
I always found the sequences when you're running through a cornfield or just through an area when people are looking for you with flashlights and lanterns and stuff.
Yeah.
That was pretty creepy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was only like 2 of those.
Yeah.
This is what I hope doesn't happen to Forest 2. Is like they don't lose that pure terror of being like in the woods at night and hearing the pitter patter of the bare feet or whatever of the cannibals or whatever.
That's why I don't know how I feel about them adding a lot of guns.
Yeah.
Cuz like I feel like it would take away the scariness of you having a stick and you have to kill all the cannibals.
Unless they
with the
can
stick.
raise the stakes
Yeah.
to where like that is on par with you having a stick against a cannibal. But maybe there's something bigger and stronger or something.
It could be that the bullets are very limited.
that too.
You only have like 20 bullets for your rifle.
That would make sense actually.
And you have to use it on the big guys.
Yeah.
And you use like an axe or something on the smaller guys.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
if it's the kind of thing where you're finding bullets everywhere,
Yeah, you
Like,
can craft them with gunpowder. Like, oh,
you go in a cave and there's just bullets in there.
yeah.
You're like, come on, really?
yeah.
That'd be cool if you go in a cave and like let's say there are a few bullets, like some of them don't work or they're like duds or something.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That would be kind of cool.
You know, in Far Cry 2, they had a mechanic where your guns could actually jam,
Yeah.
like in combat, and it made combat super tense.
Far Cry 5?
Far Cry 2.
Oh, okay, too.
So like you'd be firing your AK, and then the bullet would get stuck like in the little slide, and like you'd have to get the bullet out before you actually started shooting it again.
You had to clean your guns to make sure they didn't jam like that though.
That's like
Yeah.
Escape from Tarkov type stuff.
Mm.
That happens in Escape from Tarkov?
Yeah, your guns
That's
can
cool.
jam.
But people always miss that about the other Far Cry games.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be pretty cool if they did that in the forest. But it shouldn't be the thing where you're just gunning down every enemy.
No.
I hope that the guns are like you set those aside for like big things or whatever, like you were
Mhm.
saying. But like on the like normally you have to use like a bow.
I kind of hope
Yeah.
there's boss fights in the caves.
Yeah.
You know how there was really only
There's
one boss fight in the first
Yeah.
game? I hope they add more boss fights.
Yeah. Well,
And there's a reason to kill the bosses.
Yeah. What was terrifying is like I remember I think it was like the first time we met in Armsy or whatever you call it.
Mm.
We went in the caves and like it was just like what is that thing?
Mm-hmm.
And it just started coming after us. This massive blob of limbs and
I remember the first
flesh.
time we beat the game too. It was really creepy. Like,
It was like 3 a.m.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
because we fought that giant creature, and then we also finished the game and got like the bad ending or whatever.
Was it?
I mean,
I
most
don't,
of the
I don't
endings were
remember.
bad,
I think both of them are bad, but
yeah.
but it was just like it left you with a weird feeling.
Yeah.
It's 3 a.m. and you got to go to bed right
Mhm.
after that.
The other thing with the forest, and I hope they do this with the second one, to the extent that they can, but like at first I remember thinking it was just a survival game, like with a creepy thing, like creepy atmosphere.
Yeah,
But then we started getting deeper and we dug deeper and dug deeper, and I'm like, where does this game go? Like we're playing a full story experience like together.
I mean, when
Mhm.
you guys first started, though, it was in early access. I don't think they had the full game
that is
out.
true. That is true.
So you kind of uncovered it as they updated it.
yeah, but there's just so
Hmm.
many like little secrets, like I don't know, like a locked door or something.
yeah.
And it's like,
Mm.
where does this go? Like, what is this? I don't know.
And I still feel like we don't know everything about it.
No.
Probably not.
Yeah, we probably missed a lot.
I don't think there's been a time where we got everything. There's so much stuff to find.
Mm.
In our main playthrough, we had a lot of stuff though.
Yeah,
the-
but I doubt we found everything.
No, we didn't. We never found the gun pieces.
We never
Yeah.
experienced getting raided, which I'm kind of sad about.
Yeah, we did actually. We on another playthrough, not our main one, because
Oh, yeah.
in the
You mean
main
the-
one, it was a glitched area.
Yeah.
And
You mean the
enemies-
treehouse?
Well, yeah,
No.
there is that.
Oh, that was terrible.
They just I didn't know they can throw mollies or not mollies, but like fire at
What-
us.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
They
And then-
burned our tree houses down.
Yeah. That was an oversight.
I mean, we
Yeah.
had a base, so it wasn't like that was our only
Yeah.
spot. It's just
No, that was tense, but I think I don't like when enemies can easily destroy a base.
mhm.
Yeah.
A lot of times because the big guys can one shot any wall piece pretty much. They'll jump
Dang.
through it. So it's like, what's the point of building a base if things can just wreck it super easily?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
Hopefully
Yeah.
they fix that in too, though. Like
Yeah.
make it harder for them to get in.
Yeah.
yeah, I hope so.
Hopefully in the next Outlast, the new one, it kind of stays true to that. I think it will.
Mm-hmm.
Like not having any weird sequences and just keeping it pure terror.
Well, what's weird about it is it all gonna be in like a facility and you're thrown into like different situations by the corporation?
It looks that way. It definitely looks that way.
It kind of sounds like it's gonna be. Remember in Resident Evil 7, that one sequence with the crazy dude made you do the escape room?
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like it's gonna be that style.
I just
yeah.
hope that it's scary. Because apparently it's gonna be 4-player co-op. So is that gonna take the scare factor out of it a bit?
It's definitely an uphill battle.
I just hope it's not round based.
Yeah, if there's too many UI things
Yeah.
on screen or like countdowns and stuff, that would be terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
They need to integrate everything into the world if they want to make it immersive.
Yeah.
Like if there's a time limit, the clock would be like a little alarm clock on a table, and you'd have to go over and look at it to see the
Yeah.
time, not a time at the top of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
It should be like minimum like minimum UI.
Like you
I
can't
don't
even see your health. You can't
or
even
I don't see your name tag. Like you could be in the corner and I
Ooh.
think it's something else, but it's
Yeah.
actually you. And I kill you by accident or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're alone. Or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like certain members can die off. Maybe it's your fault because you didn't do something.
If they do some cool stuff where they trick you certain ways, then it would be good.
Yeah.
One of the Dark Pictures games did that, and
Oh yeah.
like we almost killed each other because we didn't realize we were hallucinating. And
Yeah.
really cool stuff like that. I like when games do that.
I never got to do that because I played it by myself,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But
Yeah. I mean, I might have killed him if we weren't on Discord talking.
Yeah, I thought you were going to.
Because I saw you as a monster
Yeah.
and I was about to stab you. And then there was one thing where like something comes out of your chest and you can stab it, and you ended up stabbing it.
a rat came out of the chest, I thought.
Yeah.
And I just started stabbing myself. I was like, what is happening? It was good.
I feel like if they implement stuff like that, like in terms of like we can trick each other by not knowing that we're tricking each other,
Mm-hmm.
like minimum UI.
If there's an in-game radio system, I feel like we should try to use that.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean like
Kind of like Phasmophobia.
yeah.
That'd be terrifying.
Like we have to use the radio system, and maybe it gets cut off by
If someone dies or something.
it's something. I don't know. I feel like that would be pretty sick.
I really hope they do something like that.
I mean, it's so awesome when you hear someone scream and like get killed over the radio.
Yeah.
And then you're just terrified for the rest of the run.
Pretty much.
It's
I don't know. I
just-
feel
it's
like
immersive.
that would be really cool if they did something like that.
Yeah, it has a lot of potential,
Yeah.
but it's gonna be difficult for them to pull it off, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Curious to see where they take the story. Like I hope it's not, like I said, I hope it's not round based because I feel like that would make it. Well, I guess Phasmophobia does it well, but
Like there's a hub, and then there's like
Oh,
you could
I
go
don't
into
want a-
the levels.
Yeah, I don't want
Uh,
a hub, but like, I almost wish it's a story co-op experience.
Yeah.
But then I don't know how they would do that because what if someone dies? Like, are they dead for like that chapter or something?
Mm,
I don't know. I hope they have everything figured out. They probably do, but I just
yeah.
hope it works well.
What's the news on that game?
Nobody really knows.
I don't even know
It's coming out in October, I'm pretty sure, but that's about it.
Oh, and we have Force 2 in October.
Is it October? Maybe you can look it up. But
Wait, that and
Forest
Forest
2?
2? We're gonna have a fun
Forest
Halloween
2 is
season.
Forest 2 is in October.
We're gonna have a busy Halloween season.
Anthology series, the new one is in October.
Well, we normally play 4.
Yeah.
So, Anthology and something else.
It's
Well,
just says-
Outlast, if that's coming out into October. Or is it November? It's either one of those.
Outlast just says that it's gonna be in.
Q4.
No, it just says 2022.
They're missing out if they don't release it before Halloween.
Yeah, they are.
people have a horror mindset then, and they want to buy horror games.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would be really nice if LS 1 and 2 go on sale, and then they release LS Trials. Because, like, it would give people an option to play the first couple games, and then if they really like those games, they could play Trials with their friends.
Yeah.
But
It'll be interesting to see what happens.
yeah.
Anything else?
I mean, there's not really much that we could say about Trials. We don't really know much about it.
We just hope that they go back to their roots, which it looks like they will. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say anything too early, but from what I see,
Yeah.
I am a bit concerned about it personally.
Same, a bit, yeah.
it's the co-op thing. Like, it sounds really cool. But it just could go so wrong.
The co-op thing
Yeah.
is my least of the worries, though. I just, depending on how they create the game,
Yeah.
could determine how it is.
Well, that just having more people there it could go both ways. It could either make it more tense or less tense, and usually it's less tense that happens with like co-op.
most likely it's
experiences.
just gonna be us three, so we won't have all four.
Right.
So I mean, unless somebody else gets it, like Brian or something, but not sure.
Outlast Battle Royale.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
So is that gonna be it for today?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah, I
We're
mean,
hopeful.
it's a pretty straightforward series.
yeah.
That is true.
I mean, if you haven't played the first one, you definitely have to play it.
If you play the second one, good luck.
That's
But
pretty
if
weird.
honestly, you can miss out on two.
I say play the first one, turn your lights off, and play it alone in a dark room.
At night, yes. And the second one, you can even, if you didn't want to go through the hassle, you can even just watch a recap.
I'm pretty sure
That
there's
is true.
an easier difficulty option. There's difficulty options in it. So
Oh.
if you really if you want to play it, just change it to the story option.
Yeah.
And
And
it'd
it's
be
not
really
even that.
easy.
It's like somewhat connected to the main story. A little bit.
Yeah,
it's
but
loosely.
if you like the LS1 story, then I mean LS2 doesn't really
doesn't add too much to it.
do it. But all right, I think that'll be it for this episode. Thanks everyone for listening, and we will see you in the next podcast.